Hey guys, welcome to Cryptolina channel, and today we continue to discuss what is happening on the price of the Bitcoin chart right now. Don't forget to like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and my Telegram group, so let's get started. So today's video will contain a lot of interesting information. I will show you various formations, charts, I will try to predict and explain where and why the price of Bitcoin will go and what factors can affect the fact that we will not go higher, or on the contrary, we will see $30,000. If you want to know why Bitcoin may rise or may fall in the next 24 hours and also see my open trades, then be sure to watch this video till the end. So we are on the daily chart. Here we have such a channel that was broken down. We went down 13% on the news that the USDC stablecoin lost its peg from USDT and went down almost 10%. And it traded in the range of 0.8 cents per $1 USDT. So on this news, Bitcoin went down. Is this fall predicted? In general, I can say yes, it was predicted fall. We can turn on the Fibonacci chart that we have had just since January 12, 2023, and accordingly, I then told you that there are two good areas of interest from which you can safely take a long position. So it happened. 0.5 level is 20,811 dollars and 0.618 level is $19,979. Whatever the news, banks are falling in the US. There is a very serious problem in the US banking sector now. There are a lot of banks on which the USDC stablecoin was also tied, which by the way is already trading again as 1 USDC for 1 USDT. So that is, the peg to the dollar has been restored, but the downsides remain because there is a problem with banks that provide cash for stable coins. So you could sell, for example, $1 million USDC for a regular cash. So those banks that had the main collateral for the USDC stablecoin went down. These banks had big problems, and in a panic, USDC began to merge. So one way or another, no matter what the news is, no matter how bad it is now in the US market, anyway, look at the Fibonacci grid. It works perfectly. We come to a trend line, to important levels and bounce. If you watched my previous videos and listened to my advice, then your position is now in profit by as much as 22%. It's really a huge percentage. With the 10th leverage, you could take 220% of the profit. Just think about it, as much as 220%. You could earn it by watching my videos and trading about once a month. So right now you can see my position is 280% in profit now. Of course, I opened this position much earlier, but I added margin there. I wrote about this in my Telegram group and talked about it in every video. So I talked about how I added margin to my long-term loan position, and now it's in huge profit. There is also a fixed and implemented P&L, which you also see on your screens. So this was done for insurance purposes. Of course, P&L is now burned due to the fact that a huge position is opened and there are commissions, but nevertheless, it's a successful trade. If you want to open the same trades as I did, you should definitely register on BYBIT using my link, which will be in the description or in the first pinned comment. I will remind you once again that right now you can claim up to 5,000 bonus on BYBIT. All you have to do is make a registration and make your first deposit. If BYBIT is not available in your country, then you have a good alternative. This is BitGet. It's available for all users, and right now there is a spin like a wheel. You can win Bitcoin, artificial intelligence tokens, Macy's autograph t-shirt, and many other prizes. So follow the link in the description. So we return to the chart. I will show you the daily chart again. We have reached the $25,100 selling. So this is the seller's main area. This is the previous high. This zone was formed quite a long time ago, at least in August. And in the summer, we formed a zone of $25,100. Here are the highs and the zone that can't break through. It's being tested for the third time. It's the third time right now. So this is a very important area that you need to break through now. It's quite possible that we will break through this zone and go higher. So let's go higher to the zone of interest of $28,000. This is the next huge area that holds a lot of liquidity. Also, after we come to it, we will have an opportunity for other purposes and more than $30,000, but for now, the first main target is $28,688, in which it will be possible to make a decision on how to close parts of the long positions. But one way or another, now we have a rather important zone that needs to be broken through. After all this, even if we get to the $28,688 zone, we will only win back this giant drop, this giant range, which I have now marked with this rectangle. So we will only win it back from this giant fall, but this is an important area that needs to be worked out. Also, traders, we are looking very carefully at the fact that we have a formed gap, which we have formed at least at the levels of $20,300, $21,000. This is rather serious gap that we have formed here. And as history shows, I already told you this, that gaps are almost always closed. And as you can see, we have recently formed a gap. It has already closed. This fall including the closing of this gap. So you can perceive it in different ways, and the analysis and the levels that we had to work out and the gap that was closed here, everyone analyzes in their own way. Someone has a gap trading strategy, someone has a Fibonacci trading strategy, but one way or another, when there is a coincidence of several factors, it's easier to start trading. It becomes more clear what is on the market right now when several things coincide. And in this case, there was a match on the Fibonacci level and on the gap. At least two fundamental coincidences on large time frames, which ultimately give a positive result. So let's also look at some more charts. Now we see a 4-hour time frame. Locally, I want to show you what can happen. So locally, we have already worked out the first target, $23,881. Here you can close part of your positions if you opened a long position yesterday. If you are set up for the short term, then here you can close part of the positions. This is more suitable for those who opened their position between $21,600 and $21,400. It could also be done using the Fibonacci strategy. We got a movement according to this strategy on a short time frame of 13%, so this is quite normal. So our next target is at $25,857. If we go there, then we make cross highs and high highs, breaking down the structure which was formed quite recently when we made lower lows and lower highs. So now we are breaking this downward bearish structure and we make higher highs and gradually grow up. In fact, we can say that right now we have something similar to a bullish flag. Breaking the bull flag could give us a potential move of 10% up. 10% would be roughly our target in the $27,000 range, and we are closely monitoring what is happening now with the price on the Bitcoin chart. Also, what can affect from the news background? Today there will be a speech by Jerome Powell where it will be announced what the inflation rate will be in the USA. So the consensus states that inflation will be 6% lower than the previous one, and they lowered the rate, forecast 6.1%, and there is a reason to believe that the rate will be reduced given the current situation with banks, and there have been statements that some banks will be able to take loans at a lower interest rate. So this is destruction of the Fed's monetary policy should be weakened because there are serious problems with the banking system. If the rate is lowered now, this certainly will not mean that the economy is on demand. Most likely it will mean that they are urgently trying to save the banking sector, as it was in 2008. I will not say that this is a good news for the global market, but for the price of Bitcoin, it will be a positive signal if the rate is lower today, because after that we can see a 5 or 10% move up. But again, traders, Consider if the rate is urgently lower, this will only affect the short term. The Fed will talk about how they start supplying the banks with money that will continue to depreciate because true inflation will not change. Inflation will only grow in this case because money will depreciate, and in the long run this can lead to a giant crash, which you also need to be prepared for. But now, friends, we are testing the upper limit of $25,000, and in order to grow further we need to break through this level again and go to $28,688, which is our first global goal. So we will follow the inflation data. Be sure to subscribe to my Telegram group in which I quickly post the necessary information, and I will also write which trades can be taken and which cannot be taken. So what do you think about this? Write your opinion in the comments. I hope you like this video and my update. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and my Telegram group, and also don't forget to put comments with your opinion. Thank you for watching.